counted like 4. Reportedly, there used to be 4 foot tall, 3 or 4 foot tall ones here. So if you see a 3 or 4 foot tall Uebelmannia in cultivation, that shit was poached. You're not going to get that much growth out of it growing up from seed in 10 or 20 years. What a prick. Anyway, on this slope, okay, if you're a stem succulent, you got to take in your CO2 at night. And that's what they do with the canned photosynthesis. They got little stomata on this stem, probably in between the ribs. That's where they're most abundant. So when they get super drought stressed, they cover more of their stomata, leaving them less open. You know, it just goes in and out like an accordion. Taking your CO2 at night, store it in the form of malic acid or malate, and then close up your stomata during the day when the sun comes out. Use your stored water to go about the photosynthetic process. So you got it like a closed system, basically. So you're not just, transpiring moisture with your stomates open, letting all your moisture out during a hot day. And it is hot as balls here. I mean, this is winter time. What's it like in the summer? I mean, I imagine if you get a rainstorm, it cools everything down. But when that sun comes out in summer, goddamn, shit's got to roast. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Crime Pays of Botany Does It, Gonzo Brazilian Botany Journal. Here we go. We're in Minas Gerais, Brazil, having a lovely time looking at the plant diversity, epic plant diversity, tons of Bignoniaceae, tons of Cactaceae, tons of Bromeliaceae, as you can see there. And we're going to see what's growing on these rocks. This is a rocky, arid microsite surrounded by subtropical, seasonally dry forest. So you get a different plant community than you would otherwise get in the thicker, more highly vegetated forest. You're also not going to get as many ticks here, which I really like, because there's a lot of ticks and a lot of chiggers. Already had to take the ivermectin and a doxycycline, because I found one actually burrowed into my groin. You know, is it PMI? No, you're fine. But, you know, so the ivermectin will get any of the other little bastards that are crawling around. And plus, then I can just say I took ivermectin, which is kind of hilarious. And then a doxycycline will knock out that Araceae in case that tick hit any of those relatives of Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Anyway, let's go check out the plants. Look at that nice drought deciduous forest. Nice seasonally dry subtropical forest. See, it's winter time here, the dry season. So all the trees drop their leaves. You got a little cactus hanging out right there. See that? Who's that guy? See that these termites are getting smart. They're building their nests up in the trees where the critters can't get to them as easy. See that? They're coming around. Look at that. You got an Anthurium, huh? Drought-tolerant Aroids. You see that? Look at that. Just a big clump of them with those coriaceous leaves. See, folded over on the margins, hanging out in the dry season. You got a species of Anthurium right there. That's that mean bromeliad. This cactus, you know, I don't know the genus on that one. Can't really help you out. Cipocereus is everywhere, but that doesn't look like it. That's really nice. This Calliandra species is obviously hummingbird pollinated. Pea family Fabaceae. See the pinnate leaves. See the buds that haven't opened yet. And you can see those dozens of stamens. Each flower containing, looks like 2 dozen stamens. And there's a style in there too, presumably. Ants are probably, what are they, harvesting aphids on there? And see those petals were curved back. God, the way this rock weathers is something else. See that? You get these little knobs. These massive colonies of Anthurium. Uebelmannia from Calliandra. Leafless in the dry season, but a 3-lobed capsule. Rather big flowers when they go off. Oh, this is nice. This is a cool Upe, another member of the stevia tribe, the Joe Pyeweed tribe. Eupatoriae, those long-ass styles, Araceae, the family, covered in aphids. Surprised I'm not being attacked by ants right now. Those leaves look like a chromalina, which we get in the U.S. as well. It could be, chromalina can actually be invasive in South Africa. God damn, look at this Anthurium. Fuck me, that's wild. Oh, that's nice. You're just clambering around rocks. Where are the vipers at? I haven't seen any vipers. They're not like the North American ones that have the decency to rattle. The ones here will just hang out and rely on camouflage. Look at that philodendron. These xeric aroids are blowing my mind. Philodendron adamantinum. How waxy can you get? Look, there's your spathe. Actually, is that thing already gone to fruit? Oh, no. Such a peaceful, soothing feeling to see the vultures circling. How about that? This black color, too, is all just the lichen. It's all just like in covering the rock. So the surface of the rock is alive. Look at that cactus. Oh, this terrain is nuts. It's fun. You could really fuck yourself up to crack an ankle or something. Oh, what was that? Nice Fabaceae. Keelmyra. Look at that thing. Looking analogous to a plumeria. Just this succulent leafless thing with those distinct 3-carpal fruits on them. Get your damn Anthurium back there. Amazing habitat. Who's this guy? What is this? Have to take pictures and key it out later. You got 5 stamens. You got, oh, almost looks apocynaceous. The way those petals are twirling around. And here's what the sepals look like, just that fused calyx. Anyway, the plant I wanted to show you is over here. This is kind of sad because there used to be a lot more of them here, but they got looted to hell. Like, you know, for somebody's collection, for somebody's important collection over in the Czech Republic or even maybe the United States. But I think most of them probably go to the Czech Republic for the wonderful cactus collection. Uebelmannia pectinifera. And it used to be reportedly, the people who've been coming here for a long time, all over the rocks, but they got looted because we're, you know, in somewhat close proximity to a road. Now there's way less. So you got Fabaceae here too. You got, oh yeah, that is a Cipocereus, this guy. Some kind with that very distinct blue Hypanthium. Look at this massive colony of Calliandra. Fucking amazing. But there's that cactus, and I can see why. It almost looks like a Copiapoa. Got a nice farina of wax on it in between those ribs. But it's just been looted to hell. But, you know, somebody's got a really nice collection now. They've got a really nice collection. And they can stage a photo op with it in the back. People do that shit with Nepenthes, too. They do it with all these Aroids. Plant poaching is big business now. You know, as you've probably been reading about in the news. Fucking nerds. No offense. I'm sorry. I always just go off on a rant. But, you know, preserving the habitat should be the aim. But, of course, you know, it's not as funny. You got to have it. It's that monkey brain shit. You got to have it. You got to have it. I don't want it. I don't want the responsibility. I leave town too much. I don't want to take care of shit. I want stuff that's easy. I want native plants I can, whoa, this rock. That's nice. Nice sea suffix. I want native plants. I want shit that I can, you know, that's low maintenance. To recreate the conditions here, you know, you'd obviously need a greenhouse. If you're above a certain latitude, there's just too much shit to worry about, I guess, you know. Grow them from seed. Don't poach. Anyway, let's explore more of this habitat. Nobody's gonna poach the Anthurium though, huh? Try stuffing that in your suitcase. You come out all bloody. God damn it. Beautiful plant though. Probably an important food source for pollinators when it's going off. How hot does this get in summer with that black lichen? I'm surprised. I mean, lichens, of course, just can hang tough. You could blast them with a nuclear bomb, they'd be fine. But all these other plants, you got to remember, though, in summer, it's, of course, raining. That's the rainy season, so it gets hot as balls, but at the same time, we're like 18, 19 degrees latitude here. Look at that. That's a beautiful plant, too. Just so mean. Nice place for water to pool up. Look at that. How many more rocky outcrops? Oh, look, you probably got more of that Uebelmannia over there. You just got to go through that tick-infested forest to get to it. Rocky, arid microsites surrounded by subtropical, drought-deciduous woodland. That's my kind of habitat. This thing, whatever it is, it's leafless, of course, but that's certainly Apocynaceae. You got a follicle that splits open. So milkweed family, and you got these fuzzy, you got that coma on the fruit, that dispersal mechanism to help the seeds get around. So we'll just take some of these seeds and floof them off. Tick bites in my groin. I got tick bites in my groin. Who's that? Pseudobombax? It's wilted. See, it's a bat pollinated flower, so it was going off last night, and now it's done. And philodendron every which way. Lichen all over the rocks. You got a Fabaceae species, really nice right there. Is that a Fabaceae? Oh yeah, that's a Fabaceae for sure. What a cool family. How long do these rocks take to weather to this? Look at that, this quartzitic sandstone, and then you'll find these big chunks of quartz everywhere as well. Big boulders of quartz. Jesus Christ. Seen 2. There used to be a lot more here. So we're having to get kind of cutty to see one, but I see there's 2 more over there. They really picked the shit out of this place. This spot got looted, man. Reminds me of that Areocarpus scaparosus spot I went to in Uebelmannia. Came back 3 years later, everything was gone. Ooh, you got a flower on there. An old flower. They are beautiful plants. But God, you got to be a dick to take one. Look at that thing. How old is that? Look at the coat of Farina. Is that Farina or trichomes? Let's check it out. Oh, that's, I can't tell. Looks like, oh, that might be trichomes. Farina or trichomes. But look at the ribs. Only spines on the ribs, and then this coating of trichomes up top. Yellow velvet up top, protecting that apical meristem. As it slowly divides using cam photosynthesis. Oh, look at this one has stripes. This would be a great one for my collection. Look, it's almost, you know, because I love variegated plants. I mean, this isn't variegated, but it's got the stripes on it, and that's just beautiful. I've got to have every one. I've got to, you know, eventually have every species in my collection. Beautiful little pots. Shitting on the primate obsession with hoarding and collecting aside, that is a beautiful plant. And it's so finely adapted to growing in this really harsh, fucking stressful environment. The crevice of a rock on a slope in subtropical drought deciduous forest. I assume those stripes too, where it's green, it's just where it's actually, you know, actively growing, you know, faster than at other times of the year due to a growth spurt, due to moisture or whatever. And then the denser areas where it's more white is where it slows down, and it's really got to bulk up on sun protection. But of course, that's all just patterning that is developed as the cells emerge. New growth emerges out of that apical meristem up there. So it might be the reverse. It might be the green. I don't fucking know. But either way, there seems to be some sort of pattern depending on growth. On growth patterns right there. So there you go. What a beautiful plant. Just see that pseudocephalium, all those hairs and stuff, facing the sun. They're on the sunny side of the plant, of course. These are small flowers, so I'm guessing they're probably bee pollinated, maybe some other insect, maybe fly. But they've got that pink color to them too. But they're probably not offering that much nectar for hummers, but who really knows? Either way, there's the apical meristem. There's a nice money shot. The active growth point, Uebelmannia pectinifera. One of like 20 that's left from a population that once had hundreds that are now in, you know, some douchebag collector's home in a pot in the Czech Republic or, you know, China somewhere. I don't know. Where do they put these things? Huh? That's the bummer too, is once they're taken, you know, every population is probably subtly different as they get established on these arid microsites. And so you can't really do reintroduction. I mean, I guess you could, but you're fucking up the gene pool. Look at that thunderhead over there. It's getting rain over there, it looks like, huh? Yeah, that's a nice duo right there. It looks like two individuals. I can't tell. You know, do any of these collector guys, are they reading about the ecology and evolution of these plants? Are they like looking up papers on Google Scholar? So much interesting stuff here. God, I'm so curious what disperses the fruit, what pollinates it. What other facets of their ecology are worth noting? So much fascinating stuff. Just like pieces of a puzzle you got to put together. See how the whole ecosystem functions. Look at that. How'd you like to be the lone Anthurium on a smoldering hot black rocky outcropping? A nice illustration of a really cool ecological phenomenon. It's I first read about by that guy. What's his name? Danny Axelrod, David. Denny Axelrod. Who was that guy? He was at Berkeley, wasn't he? He was active in the 70s. Axelrod was the last name. He wrote a paper about rocky arid microsites surrounded by subtropical forests, by dense subtropical forests, and how you get a completely different cast of plant species that you wouldn't get elsewhere. So it acts as kind of like an island. Was it his name Denny? I don't know. Didn't he go, was he in Cook County? Anyway, you could see there's obviously more habitat. Beautiful vulture. Probably smells like hell. I wonder when the last time it puked was. But you can see there's tons more habitat out there for them where poachers probably can't get to. This is just close to a road. Incredible here, man. It's just the hyper diverse. It's so much left to be studied. Luckily, there's a good amount of botanists in Brazil working on his stuff. Look at Ciagra's palm. That's fucking cool. I love these little shits, man. That's a very species-rich genus of palm right there. Ciagris. There's a Valosia. Look at that. How you doing it over it? How you growing it? How you doing it? How you growing a little in the rocks right there? And what species of lichen? Or do you have a few species of lichen here? God, it's just, I just love hanging out here, man. I could just hang out here and just ponder all this shit. So much cool stuff to think about. And look, this probably fills up with water. You get a whole collection. I wonder if there's annuals that germinate there, or if it's just some bryophytes and lichens that come to life once the water pulls up with the summer rain. I'm gonna get my fucking umbrella. This is a great idea, you know. Both for keeping the sun off you, you know, because you want to be more luxurious as you get older, and also for taking nice photos, prick. I was going to take this plant when I was filling my box up, but you see it's somewhat imperfect. See how it's more swollen at the top? It's just it's not as much of a prestigious plant. It's not as much of a sexy plant. God, I fucking hate it when people call plants sexy. No offense if you do this. It's just my personal preference. I just find it fucking annoying. Look at that nice little colony at Anthurium with the nice Uebelmannia. Why'd they leave that one? Why did poachers leave that one? I'm glad they did. See the flowers. Is it done flowering, or they're just there? They're just coming out. A few tanks here. See that? They fill up and they stay wet. They're probably wet persistently in the summertime if you're getting daily rainfall at least. It's very important for the local fauna. There's a nice one. See that? That's about 1.5 feet tall. That's an adolescent. I've seen, you know, pictures. I've talked to other botanists here. They've talked about going to other populations, and you got to traipse through tick-infested forest for, you know, a mile or two, and it sucks. And it's like a corn maze of dense vegetation to come out on a rocky island in the middle of all that woodland, and it's just a dense population. I mean, just a population that's obviously never been poached before. And they're everywhere. And here we've counted maybe 10 plants total. The rest are all gone. They've just gotten hit. Look at it. They're all blooming right now too. Right out that apical meristem where they got that. It looks like they got a pseudocephalium up there. Look at that monster sedge too. It's probably very mean. Got like a paper cut. Doesn't get that tall. But you can see the inflorescences don't get that tall. Oh no, they do. They're just done. 4 feet tall. There's an Anthurium, Anthurium. Some sort of damn, I guess that's that Calliandra. More Anthurium over there. But most stuff is really, you know, deciduous. It's just it's dropped its leaves for the dry season. Yeah, nice. You get a nice palm right there too. It's Ciagris. That's good. So you've seen a reduction of about 97% of the population, it sounds like. We counted about 10 plants, maybe less. None of them very big. None of them as big as they're supposed to be. So poachers really looted the shit out of this place. And it's been happening a lot more all over North and South America, where there's which are the only place cacti are native to, except for that species of Ripsalis that you get in Africa. It's a damn shame, man. You're just wrecking the ecology for some weird monkey brain shit, just collecting plants for your collection. Grow them from seed if you really think you got the skill. Collect seed, not the plants. Look at the fruit on that Cipocereus. Just pulled it off, just covered in wax. It's supposed to taste very good. So maybe we'll eat a little bit and then we'll smear some in various rock crevasses throughout the rest of the habitat. Yes, there used to be plants everywhere. So I'm told. And they're all gone. There's 10. Why would they not be here? They've obviously been poached. There used to be a shit ton. It was like 15 years ago. A nice Cattleya rupestris. Yeah, orchid, those paddle-shaped orchid leaf blades right there. Look at that. See, you got all that Valosia right there, and then you got 2 sorry-looking plants right there. Looking super drought-stressed. Look, there's 2 more. There must have been more Anthurium surrounding them. That's why they didn't get picked. Who knows, man? Or they were smaller. Look at that, no soil. There's barely any. The only soil that's there is what's created from the decaying vegetation around. That Anthurium and the leaves from these drought deciduous shrubs above them, which that looks like a Fabid that hasn't fully dropped everything. So they're basically just growing on pure rock, on black rock. There's another one over there. You know, but if you're a succulent, you can do that. Well, to be fair, it's a really nice collection. It's a really lovely collection. It's got everything. It's a really wonderful collection. Okay, so that wasn't Apocynaceae. I gave you bad information. It was just the good old Uebelmannia. Fabaceae, which we've been seeing a lot of here. You could see that fruit is distinctive right there. But, you know, you could see those 5 petals, one overlaps the other in front of it, just like Apocynaceae. But, you know, it was hard to tell because that other flower was, you know, senescing. But look at all those goddamn stamens. And then you got that style in the center with that ovary, that triphid ovary, that 3-lobed ovary that then later matures into that fruit and starts swelling up. Drought deciduous, like I think most of them are. Anyway, wonderful ecology here. That's all I got for you today. Look, you can see the silhouette of my umbrella. It's nice, you know. But it really, otherwise you get that high contrast. It really fucks up the photos. That's all I got for you today. Have a good rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, whenever the shit go fuck yourself. Bye. Hey, this I wanted to show you because this is kind of fucked. This is miles and miles of eucalyptus monoculture, which we've been seeing. You can see it's all down the horizon there. It goes on forever. And I was, you know, we've been driving the last 10 minutes. I've been trying to find a good place to film it and show it to you. But that was all diverse subtropical forest before, and now it's just shitty eucalyptus, which is kind of a shitty wood too. I don't know why they do that, but it's someone's private property. They can do it whatever they want with it, I guess. God, what a fucking bummer. Just a desert. I guess there's probably some birds hanging out there, but a desert otherwise. None of the plants or animals here have evolved with this plant. Certainly none of the pollinators. Anyway, there you go. See this stuff all over the world. These diverse forests being turned into just acres of monoculture, if they're not cleared outright. A great genus where it's native, all 900 species of them, but they're kind of a plague elsewhere, just like anything is outside of its native ecosystem. It's a shame. Look at that. God damn.